Hi, I'm Laura Ferry, and I'm with the Seattle Historical Theater Project. And I'm actually in Belfast, Northern Ireland right now. I just did a show tonight here about World War II, only a different aspect of World War II. It's when the Americans came to Northern Ireland at the beginning of the war. So I've just been in World War II for a long time. Anyway, with my team, Tamara Bunnell, and our Japanese consultant, Lada Vishtak, we created this project based on oral histories of two women in Seattle. One, a Japanese American woman who was incarcerated during the war, and then her friendship with her best friend from high school. And we interviewed them and talked to their families and talked to them for a while. And then I did extensive research, of course, into the war and to what happened specifically in Seattle. And I wrote a play about, using their story, not using their story deliberately, not using it, but composites of their stories and other characters to create a play called Friends Across the Wire. And I'm going to show you a clip of the two of them in their interviews, and then I'm going to show you a scene from the play to see how I took their original stories and then dramatized it. So we designed this play to be toured live, and because of the pandemic, we had to pivot and do it as a film. So we filmed it last year in what I call the golden month of June before everything shut down again. And now we're hoping to do it again live. So we got another grant to do it live, because when we showed the film, and we've shown the film to many people, people have seen it, they love it, but they really want to see it live. They want to, there's a tactile feeling you get when you're in the room with actors. So that's what we're hoping to do. And it's been challenging because of, as you know, things keep spiking up and spiking down, spiking up and spiking down. So trying to get people to commit to being in the room has been a challenge. But anyway, let me get to sharing and let's see what I can do. So I'm gonna do optimize. So the first thing I'm gonna show you, that's our kind of our poster, and it's called Friends Across the Wires. And this is our Japanese family here. The set is very spare. These are moving parts that move around, and these are our the Seattle characters, and these of course are the Japanese American family. And now I'm going to show you to bop around a lot. This, see if I can get this to work. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Patsy, my friend, she came. She said that she heard of somebody, a friend, that was going to go down to Puyallup. So she asked if she could come. So she was my friend, that one friend that came. And there were others that came to visit that I kind of knew that were in Broadway High School, but they didn't come to see me. But with Patsy coming, that was very special. Yeah, and I remember I was called to the office, and had Patsy and the guard with his bayonet and rifle or whatever they carry, and they escorted us to a little visiting area, and they took her camera away from her, and I think she brought me some candy, and that they let her give to me. But yeah, we had nice little visits, and then later I thought, wow, how did she come? That's like 30 miles away, But we kept in touch through the war and yeah, even after.
Well, they were gone, and there were no kids in classes, and there was no choir, no Japanese choir, and part of the orchestra was gone, and and we thought it was wrong. We thought it was very wrong, and a friend, Billy, would go visit, and I visited too. Well, the first thing I saw was a soldier with with a rifle and a bayonet, and he was flirting with the cute Japanese girls at the fence, and that was the first thing I saw. It was barbed wire at the top of the fence. What I remember was that Louise never told me about the hardships of going there and having to, fill the body bags full of hay to use for sleeping. She didn't tell me anything. It was later in our friendship that things came out.
Yeah, well, we just had to do what we had to.
So those were the two women we interviewed, Louise Cucino and Patsy Love. And these two women grew up in Seattle, went to Broadway High School, which is the high school where the Broadway Performance Hall now is on the top of Capitol Hill. And in doing the research about what happened during that time, Broadway High School had the largest number of Japanese American high school students at the time. And when they left, there was a huge hole in that community. And it was really fun to see the poster from Vashon, because we talk about the basketball team in the play, about how all the good basketball players were gone. But what I thought I would show for you is just how I took that story, what those two women talked about, and then created a scene from it. And when you dramatize something, you don't do exactly what happened, but you have to use the elements that work for the production. So let's see if I can get this to work. Can you see that screen? Probably not yet. Let me do the share in a second. Can you see that? Is that working?
Yes.
Okay, great. Here we go.
Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in.
Bill, there's barbed wire? And a guard, is that a real gun?
What do you think?
This is awful.
Peggy, you have to calm down. You don't want Kyoko to see you so upset.
Horrible. I had no idea. It's like they're in prison.
They are in prison. Look, I probably can't get you in the camp, but if I can find Kyoko, I'll send her to the fence. Meanwhile, buck up. I'm from a church in Seattle. I've got some food and supplies for our families in here. Here's a letter from my dad. He's the minister.
Halt! Halt! What do you think you're doing? Give me that camera!
Oh, please give me back my camera. I'm here to see my friend. I wanted to take her picture.
No pictures allowed here. You'll get your camera back when you're done. What school do you go to?
Broadway High School? In Seattle, what difference does it make?
I'm telling your teacher what you're up to. What good American girl comes to a place like this? It's not patriotic.
Peggy!
Kyoko! It's so good to see you. I've missed you so much.
By whose direction found Sal out this place?
Same old Kyoko, still reciting Shakespeare. I got a ride from Bill Pritchard. Since his dad's a minister, he gets a classy ration card. He can get as much gas as he wants.
Lucky him. Look, I don't have that much time. It's almost dinner.
What's the food like here?
It's mostly okay. Sometimes they serve hamburgers smothered with onions, and that's really good. But they keep serving these Viennese sausages. Ugh, they make everyone sick. My mom surprised us the other day with some canned luncheon meat from our old store. It was such a treat. Dad sliced it up and we fried it on the potbelly stove in our room. We had it on bread. It was so good. I didn't think you would come. It's so far. I didn't think I had any friends anymore.
Kyoko, of course I'm still your friend. I can't believe they did this to all of you. It's so wrong.
As my mom says, Shikata Ganai. Can't be helped. We're making the best of it. So, how are things in Seattle? What have you been up to?
Taking a summer school class. Mother wants me to keep busy. I wanted to get a job at Boeing. They had these two women in the window of their downtown building and had them making airplane parts under a sign that said, "Come to work at Boeing." It looked like so much fun, but Mother wouldn't let me. She's afraid I'll learn unladylike language.
I guess she hasn't heard what comes out of the yearbook staff close to deadline.
Exactly. Did I tell you? Ted Adams asked me on a date.
Ted Adams, that dreamboat from senior class? Really?
He must have been desperate. He called me at 10 o'clock one night asking me for a picnic the next day at Volunteer Park.
Did you go?
No, Mother wouldn't let me. She said any young man that called that late at night wasn't a gentleman. The neighborhood looked so different. Everyone torn up their flower beds and planted victory gardens. Mother's even thinking about pulling up her roses and planting more berries. Oh gosh, I could have brought you some raspberries. I just didn't think.
That's okay. I'd rather see you than raspberries.
Really?
I mean, the raspberries would have been nice. Stanley Chin's family brought some Chinese food from their restaurant last week, and the Broadway fellows went through it so fast. None of us had a chance.
That's rotten. Anything else you need?
Well, there is one thing. We really need...
So, sorry, I'm just trying to stop this. Okay. That's a long scene, so I can't play the whole thing. But it gives you a little taste of what we were trying to do with the play. Just try to capture a little bit of the life at the camps, a little bit of life in Seattle, and how these two worlds, how the girls were separated, and yet how they shared their worlds with one another. So we're hoping to take this play to schools, community centers, all throughout, kind of our part of Western Washington, and have discussions with the students about what resonates for them. There's a lot of things in the play that are especially resonate after going through the pandemic, being separated from your friends, being forced to stay at home, living, with your, the claustrophobia of being with your family and just in your home and not being able to see other people. Even just things like inoculations. There's a scene in the play where everybody has to get inoculated because that's what was required before they went away to the camps. There's a lot of things that parallel things that people just went through. Does anyone have any questions?